If you push through that feeling of being scared, that feeling of taking a risk, really amazing things can happen. Marissa Mayer, businesswoman and investor. Number 10. Food. Have you ever tried to go for a day without food or water? We bet you felt the shakes and the clammy skin, right? When you don't eat, your sugar levels get dangerously low. And if you persist in staying hungry, your organs start shutting down. And you know the result. Did you know that you can literally die from hunger after 7 days, and sometimes even earlier? Human beings have to eat to survive, and as long as there is a human race, the food business will never go out of the market. For instance, go to any grocery store and you'll find people's shopping carts filled with food items worth hundreds of dollars. If, for example, there was a shortage of pasta, you'd see massive queues at the grocery store of people trying to grab what's left on the shelves. That's why food manufacturing companies are worth billions of dollars. A great example is the KFC franchise. It's been serving people since 1952 and has, over time, branched outside the USA to the rest of the world. Today, the franchise has over 25,000 restaurants in more than 145 countries. If you want to start a business that will never go out of the market, food is one of the surest ideas you should seriously think about. And unless an alternative to food is invented, this is one of the safest industries to invest your money in. You will have a business that never dies unless you mismanage it. Number 9. Healthcare. Healthcare is one of the most lucrative industries in the world. Backed by government initiatives, healthcare facilities have been giving high-quality care, making the market grow tremendously. The healthcare industry has also benefited from the rising population, increased access to healthcare facilities, a sharp rise in chronic diseases that require regular treatment and management, and a rise in the cost of living. For example, treating obesity-related issues is not a one-day thing. It takes some time to treat it, which means you'll take several trips to the hospital. And in a world where 340 million children suffer from obesity, the healthcare system will have to deal with that, which means they'll collect money for a long time from those individuals. This is not to mention all the other health problems people suffer from. In addition, healthcare organizations, leaders, and governments continuously look for economically feasible ways to provide high-quality services. Also, tremendous improvements in the healthcare industry have improved people's quality of life and expectancy. The industry is also a blend of products and services such as hospitals, nursing homes, ambulance services, laboratories, doctors and healthcare professionals, and medical devices and equipment. Number 8. Education. Malcolm X said, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." And he was right. In the world we live in, you can hardly get anywhere without an education. On top of that, education is global and one of the fastest growing industries. From privately owned to public schools, this industry will always be in demand for students, teachers, instructors, and other support staff. And people are hungry for more education as the world continues to advance, which makes the industry grow in leaps and bounds by offering junior school, high school, universities, colleges, vocational training, and even homeschooling. From books and stationery to laptops and computers needed for school, the education industry is also boosting other industries to grow. As the population grows and the world becomes advanced, more people are enrolling in schools to keep up with the changing world. Imagine getting an education in the comfort of your home. Well, it's happening, with the emergence of online classes that you can easily access through your computer and mobile. In that light, the education industry can only soar, and if you're an educationalist, you can invest in the industry and soar with it. Who knows, you might even open your own school one day. Number 7. Energy industry. How much energy do you consume in your house? We bet you pay electricity bills worth $100 or more, right? Imagine if you didn't have power and were using candles for the nightlight and showering with ice-cold water during winter. Sounds prehistoric, doesn't it? Well, we for one are glad we don't freeze to death during winter because our energy-consuming heaters keep us warm. For example, hospital equipment relies on energy to run and to keep people alive. Factories also rely on energy to produce. which means that without energy, the whole world would be a mess of darkness at night, and we would live in the Stone Age era. We need the energy to get by and commute from one point to another. Your car requires gas to operate, and unless you can walk every day to your office and back, you need your car. And as the cost of living goes up, the cost of energy also skyrockets, and people have no choice but to go with the flow. If you're still in doubt, here is a statistic. The global energy as a service, EAAS, is projected to grow from $70.46 billion in 2022 to $147.56 billion by 2029, which is a whopping resurgence of $77.1 billion. Number 6. Business consulting. Every organization across every type of industry runs into problems at one point or another in its tenure. This is because when people come together with the interest of making money and trying to contribute to society, there may come issues that they may have to deal with, whether they have prepared for it or not. But there comes a time that those issues extend beyond a company's skill set or know-how, and this is when the company seeks help from a business consulting firm. A business consulting firm is a company that comprises experts of a specific skill or industry who offer their professional guidance, advice, and solutions to businesses that are facing issues that they are unable to solve internally. What we're saying is, as long as companies are operating around the world, business consulting firms will never run out of business. This is because issues will always arise, and a company that doesn't want to go down will do whatever it takes to ensure continuation. If you have an industry-specific skill, you can start a consulting firm, and once you offer value and have a good client base, you're set for life. As with every business, the first step is always the hardest, and getting clients to trust you is a steep slope. But once you get your feet in the water, the rest becomes history. So, what industry-specific skills do you have? Number 5. Pharmaceutical. With all the health problems arising in the world, there isn't an end for pharmaceutical businesses in sight. Pharmaceutical companies have continued to see impressive growth on a global scale, and the market has risen to a worth of $1.42 trillion within the last 2 decades. The pharmaceutical industry is responsible for the research, development, production, and distribution of drugs and comprises multinational companies. For example, Pfizer is the largest pharmaceutical company in the world, having made sales worth $79.21 billion in their 2021 fiscal year, which was admittedly boosted by their top product, Comirnaty, a COVID-19 vaccine, which sold for close to $37 billion. If you're into medicine, you can have a great business by tapping into the pharmaceutical industry. You'll make tons of money and become part of something great. What's more, your family will never have to worry about unknowingly buying fake medication, which is a welcome plus. Number 4. Entertainment business. Entertainment has taken the world by storm, and it's evident in how big the market is. In 2021, the entertainment market was estimated at $90.92 billion, which rose to $95.45 billion in 2022. What's more, the expected compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, between 2022 and 2030 is 7.2%. TikTok, which emerged in September 2016, has blown up with over 1 billion users and is estimated to be worth billions of dollars. Entertainment allows consumers to get away from reality for a while and helps them unwind, which helps them improve their mental health and general well-being. This is why it's one of the industries that can never fail. For example, we know that there are thousands of DJs, but if DJing is your passion, we promise you that with the right skill, you can turn it into a thriving music career. You can also open your own DJing school and teach students interested in the skill. The movie industry is also booming with business, with box office shows popping up every other time. If you have a passion for entertainment, don't be afraid to venture into the market, because it could be the one thing that ushers you into the big leagues. Number 3. IT support. In this era of modern technology, everything has become digitized, which is making work easier for us. But if we're being honest, it's also making us kind of lazy. For example, if Alexa can switch your lights on and off, you don't need to get off the couch to go and flick the switch. But with every digital system you have, there are people behind it making sure that it is working the way it's supposed to. This group of people is usually referred to as IT support. For example, a server stores data for a company, and if that server crashes, you need IT support to get it back up and running, or you'll be losing a lot of revenue. That is why the IT industry will always be in business, as long as people are buying tech gadgets. If you love technology, we want to assure you that you are in one of the businesses that will never go out of the market, and you can venture into it without fear of failure. But like with everything else, you have to deliver quality services for you to keep your business thriving. If your service is mediocre, it's not the IT industry that will fail. It is your business. But we can tell you without a doubt that it's a lucrative business that can usher you into financial freedom. Number 2. News media. The media industry is categorized into different collections of organizations brought together by similar interests. As in the entertainment industry, news media is a branch of the media industry that collects news from all over the world and airs it to the people. News media has been in existence since the early 1600s, with the emergence of print media by a German press, and centuries later, it is still one of the most consumed businesses globally. News media comprises broadcast, print media, and internet media. People are interested in learning about affairs, whether political or otherwise, and if you have a news media company or agency, you can be assured that you will never run out of business, as long as you deliver factual, unbiased information. Did you know that you can also start an internet media company to independently broadcast, write, and do live streaming of news? You will always get people to watch as long as you're honest. Before we get into number 1, make sure to check out the links in the description for our best recommendations to boost your savings. Number 1. Funeral services. The topic of death is considered taboo in most places, and yet it is one of the natural cycles of life. But our intention is not to discuss death, but the services offered by companies in that line of business. Funeral services are one of those businesses that will never, excuse the pun, die. This is because as long as we are living, there is a cycle of life, which automatically leads to permanent rest. And loved ones always want to give a decent send-off to a loved one that has gone to be with the Lord. And because death is inevitable, funeral homes always have a business that will never go out of the market, period. It is literally undying. There will always be someone needed to perform death care services and help the family to get closure. You can tap into this profitable business, and as insensitive as it may sound, your business will never go out of the market. If anything, your business will outlive you, and those sent services are what will help prepare for your final rest. It's worth noting that the funeral services are family run, but the bottom line is that it is a business that will never go out of the market. Make sure to check out the next video. You're going to get a ton of value from this one. See you there.